That's a good ball for Peter Weir. Now Aberdeen with McGee making the break and Hewitt waiting in the middle. Yes!
Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you and supported, as always, by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental. And also by Craig International, a truly global company with 10 offices strategically placed around the world. The future of global procurement is right here and very safe in their hands. And I'd also like to welcome to the team Steadfast Scotland, manufacturers of high integrity stud bolts and special fasteners. They are globally recognised as your market leader. My thanks to Scott McLeod and to Brian Sherwood for all their support. Welcome on board, guys. Tonight, absolutely sensational. And if we can replicate that type of atmosphere, I have no doubt it'll help the context for you. So having lost ground on Celtic, and with Rangers closing the tent tomorrow, that we go into this mini break in the right frame of mind. Let's keep in touch. Let's keep the gap as it is. St Johnstone currently in 9th place. How are we doing? Welcome to Ali Beg AB TV this Friday night. This is Countdown to Kickoff. Aren't the shows coming thick and fast this week, eh? And here we are again. Really looking forward to tomorrow's game at Pittodrie after what was a very encouraging performance against Celtic, despite the defeat. So I'm really looking forward to see how the boys bounce back tomorrow and, hopefully get 3 points, because I think it's vital that we get back to winning ways as soon as possible, particularly with this little mini break coming up. We've got some very winnable games in the next few weeks over the festive period before we face either Celtic or Rangers again. So if we can go on another mini run, that's what I think we're all hoping for, starting tomorrow. Got another really busy show for you tonight, and I'm absolutely delighted that we're going to be speaking with Aberdeen-inspired CEO Adrian Watson. So I'm sure that you read recently that Aberdeen Inspired and the football club went into partnership together. So what I did was I was intrigued by this. So I got in touch with Adrian and he very kindly offered me his time. We spoke in the middle of the week and I'll be bringing you that interview a little bit later so he can explain more about the collaboration. It's really, really interesting. And for those of you who have a vested interest in the city centre, this is definitely one that you need to listen up for. Get in touch, normal drill. This is your chance to have your say. It's all about you guys. So let me know how you're feeling ahead of tomorrow's game. I'm going to predict the team news. Don't I get it wrong every single week? I get it wrong every single week. But I'm going to predict this lineup tomorrow. So Ross, who I thought was magnificent against Celtic, he will definitely keep his place, and he will do for the foreseeable future now that Dimitar is out for a wee while. I'm going to stick with the same back four that played against Celtic. I have no doubt that James McGarry will play because the gaffer said in his pre-match press conference today that this game is too early for Jack McKenzie. So I've gone with Dante this time to start alongside Graham Shinnie because I thought Dante looked very bright when he came on. Toppy, Leighton, Jamie, and I think he'll go with Kevin Nisbet again, which leaves Duke and Morris to be our impact players, wide, and Esther to come on to cause hopefully more damage up front. So that's what I think will happen. I'm probably completely wrong. There is an argument for Palaversa to start ahead of Dante. Let's see what happens. This is what the gaffer had to say today in his pre-match press conference. We go game by game. Nothing is changing. We can't focus on the games we've played. We focus on the next game. Another 3 points we have to fight for. If we have a good performance, then hopefully we get a good result. We have to be short term. They are all important games. We will give everything tomorrow and hopefully we can be stable and keep performing well. He went on to say, "It won't be an easy game, but it's up to us to be the best we can and take on the challenge and go out with the energy and use the atmosphere of playing at Pittodrie to take the points." So as normal, very interesting press conference from the gaffer. Didn't give too much away. Very important he continues to bang that drum about staying humble, that this is a work in progress and that we must not forget that. I just want to clear this all out and then I'll just start filling the timeline again with everything else that's going to come in tonight. So just bear with me. I'm going to get you guys on in just a second to start with. We'll get the show going. Ah, yes. I don't want to forget about Dolly. Where's Dolly? Where are you, big man? There he is. Oh, I've got a very interesting on this day for you. You know that I love my history and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of you were asking about the historical pieces, if I could bring them back. Well, I found a really interesting one, which I'm going to be bringing to you a little bit later. And I think you'll enjoy it. Right, let's get you guys on first. We'll go through some of your comments first, and then we'll get Adrian on from Aberdeen Inspired. Okay. Ooh, lots of you on tonight. Excellent. Can't Be Bothered came on first. He said, "Good evening all. Hope you're all well. We've got to start with Palaversa. Also, Duke on the left and Sokla up top." So nowhere near the team that I predicted. Can't be bothered. Angela Hamilton is on. "Hi, Ange. How you doing?" She says, "Hasn't social media been a delight? I was happy with the performance on Wednesday. Not sure if some of the refs' decisions, but we move on and hopefully 3 points this weekend." Anastasia Fox is here. Hi, Anastasia. Thank you so much for your comment. She says, "Good evening, fellow dandies. I'm writing this for my granddad, who is blind and listens every week. He loves the content. He's been an Aberdeen supporter for 65 years, and he still goes along, thanks, with me." So she says, "Many thanks, Ali." Anastasia, you do not have to thank me. And please give my fondest regards to your granddad. And I hope he's doing absolutely fine. Thank you for your message. Neil Simpson says, "Good evening, fellow dandies. We have a few winnable games until we play Rangers or Celtic again. At least 18 points we should be aiming for. Plus, Ali, what is concerning me is our yellow card count." Yeah, it's creeping up there where suspensions are looming. Richard Mickey McMillan, how we doing, fella? He says, "It just seems we said goodbye. It's brilliant, so it's going to be for a win this weekend. He can't wait." Neil Simpson came back to say, "Great show, fella. You're really doing a great job, as I'm sure there are individuals that are probably sitting alone and viewing this. It may be their only interaction." Thank you, Neil. Colin Gale says, "Good evening to my fellow Dons supporters. It will be a hard grind tomorrow, but hopefully we can come out on top. Mackenzie fit, but not ready, so McGarry will start again." Gavin Wilson says, "Good evening from a Dreich Dunbar. Full of the cold he is. I'd like to see McGarry continue. Mackenzie, when fit, has to get in the question and wait for an opportunity. Players need to stop. I don't understand that. Players need to stop refs marking their cards. I think what you're trying to say, Gavin. Okay, got you." Talk about Dreich. Oh my God. It is absolutely blowing a gale outside. It's chucking it down. All the snow has disappeared over the mountains. It's rotten. Graham Barron came on to say, "Good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. I am more than confident we can beat St Johnstone. It will be tough as they are hard to break down. I will go with a 3-0 win for the Dons. Let's now get on a run." The musical box says, "Hey guys." He said, "Jimmy T said Mackenzie's not ready for tomorrow, so you get your wish and McGarry will play." Colin Gale is suggesting there's a very strong case for giving Vinny a start tomorrow. Kaiser's also saying, "What about playing Vinny in the number 10 position tomorrow?" Kilted Warrior is on, wishing everybody a good evening. Colin Gale is reminding everybody to like and subscribe to help me. Thank you, Colin, for the reminder. Jossie99, I said start Morris and Palvara. Paul Donaldson said, good evening, Dandies. Just seen the weather forecast for tomorrow. 50-mile-an-hour winds in the afternoon. Could make the match just as difficult as the Celtic game the other night. Barry Cool and Neil are wishing everybody a very good evening. Barry Cool is also mentioning how bad the weather's going to be looking tomorrow, so make sure you wrap up. Delighted you're here, Kenneth McPherson. Adam Binney says, welcome all, good evening. Can we get back to winning ways tomorrow, he's asking. Let's hope so, mate. Sorry if there was a little bit of buffering going on. We should be okay now. Gordon Keith Ritchie says, good evening all. We need to play well tomorrow and get a result. Bruce Struthers says, confident we can get back to winning ways tomorrow. Hopefully Shady Mo starts. Paul Hannon is here. Good evening, Ali. Never mind the lineup tomorrow. Need to dig out my waterproofs. And he says, my wife Roseanne has subscribed to the show. Thank you, Paul. That's great. And please thank Roseanne as well. Stephen Morrison is on. Hi, Stephen. How you doing? Paul Donaldson. Yes, mate, I did. It's right under my feet and it's so cozy. I have a heater. Sean Blues, make an excellent point. He says, good evening, Dandies. We need to sharpen up our passing. We absolutely do. Adam Binney says, yes, Dante starting would be great. Andrew B says, I'm sure we're going to have a good seasonal period. Let's hope so, mate. Neil Sakin says, I think the Dons will win 5-0 tomorrow. Devlin, Keskinen, Ruby, Shady, Mo, Nesbitt. We can close the gap on Celtic starting tomorrow. Come on, the Dandies, make us happy, he says. John Helms is here. Hi, John. He says, good evening, folks. We need a good win tomorrow. Rangers already thinking that they're back in second. Exactly. There's Robbie. How we doing, Robbie? Evening, Ali. First time catching the show live for a while. Been enjoying Andrew's analysis over the past few weeks. Thanks, mate. I really hope you're enjoying it. And thank you to all the positive response to Andrew Budge coming on and doing all the analytical stuff with us. I'm absolutely delighted that you're really enjoying it. Gavin Wilson, lovely, mate. God bless Anastasia and Grandad. True dandies. Absolutely. Stuart Cleary says, good evening all. Duhan, same back four. Dante, Shinnie, Toppy, Leighton, McGrath and Sokla. Sorry, something missing with Nisbet. Seemed to do okay, but off it again. I'm just hoping he's going to improve game by game. That's all I want. Just improve. Marty Farty, what a great name. Would love to see Vinny get more game time. He's looked very lively and hopefully gets a redemption. Yeah, I'm totally with you. Kaiser is saying it's absolutely ridiculous that Aberdeen are away at Kilmarnock on Boxing Day. Bruce Struthers says, Ali, I would be, in inverted commas, walking on air if we win tomorrow. Very good, Bruce. I see what you did there. The Musical Box said, the analytics are a huge improvement to the show. It gives a different perspective. Thank you, mate. Right. Let's put you on hold for just a moment. And let's get Adrian on. So where is he? There he is. Okay. So a couple of weeks ago, the football club announced a partnership with Aberdeen Inspired. So what I did was, during the week, I jumped on with their CEO, Adrian Watson, to chat about the collaboration, what the plans are, and just about the city centre in general. So please, welcome to the show, Adrian Watson. Good morning, Adrian. Thank you so much for jumping on. It's lovely to see you. Right, before we get into your new partnership with the football club, can you just explain exactly what Aberdeen Inspired is all about?
Well, firstly, Ali, it's a pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you.
Aberdeen Inspired is a business improvement district, representing some 700 businesses in the city centre, as you would imagine it, to essentially bring economic vibrancy to that area. So you can understand there's been a challenge or two of late, but we persevere and we don't do it in isolation. We work with a multitude of partners across the three sectors.
So you've recently announced this new partnership with Aberdeen Football Club. Please excuse the pun, but can you explain what your goals are together, please?
Yeah, it's a good question. As I said previously, Ali, partnership is all. We can't work in splendid isolation. So it was important for us to work alongside the football club because we understand the importance they have, not only to the city, but the region. We're trying to attract a bigger crowd from across the city, but beyond in the wider northeast of Scotland. Bring them into the city to add that economic vibrancy. And AFC are key to that as well. We understand that. They've been a fantastic partner to us in the past. So we've decided to work in partnership to look at how we can paint the city red, if you allow me, on match day. And that's a city centre. We all understand that the Celestial Home is down at the beach and people will travel from near and far to go there. But what we want as an organisation, if I can say that slightly selfishly, is for the Red Army to come into the city centre in larger numbers during the day. And, be aware as well, the general populace, that there's a game of football on in the city. And that's not always the case. We think we can do more to make Aberdeen that bit more visible as a football club in the city centre. So we're working along those lines. And also Aberdeen Football Club are really keen to do their civic bit, as was recently demonstrated down at the beach when we were involved in a litter pick with other organisations and the general public. That went down really well. And we think there's some scope there for the club to come into the city centre and do a bit more in that regard.
I think it's safe to say, with the recent upturn in how well the club are doing, and with the stadiums filling out now on a regular basis, I think it's safe to say that we all want this to continue.
Absolutely. None more so than my two boys, season ticket holders, who go in week week out, home and away. And, I get the buzz for Aberdeen. You can feel it. The city is uplifted when the Dons are doing well. That's really important. And again, allow me, but we want to maximise that in the nicest possible way. When the city club is doing well, the city is doing well as well. So we want to bring people in, maximise opportunities in that regard, and hope that the club go from strength to strength, but also that we share in some of that wider success and feel good in the city centre. And you can feel that just now. We've got a wonderful Christmas market ongoing. We've got many initiatives and schemes. And of course, there's a challenge or two in the city centre, here and right across the country and beyond. So we've got to stay positive and work in positive partnerships. And there isn't a better demonstration of that than working alongside AFC.
Just to finish off, Adrian, do you think that with what you are trying to do and coupled with the success of the team at the moment, do you think it cements the argument that the football club and the council, etc., should now seriously consider the proposed new stadium to remain within the city centre parameters?
Well, there'll be no surprise here, Ali. I absolutely endorse that viewpoint. It has always been our contention that AFC is very much part of the fixture and fittings for the wider city centre. And by that, I mean the beach area. As I said previously, the Celestial Home is Pittodrie. It's always been down there since 1903, and we want it to remain because, again, from our perspective, you do see the Red Army come in numbers of a match day, whether it's a Saturday afternoon through the week, and ideally more through the week games next year in Europe and all that comes with that. And of course, our businesses benefit from that, Ali. But, for us, absolutely, we endorsed the proposals for AFC to have a new stadium down in the beach, and nothing's changed there in that regard. We want the club to go from strength to strength, and I'm sure that's a key objective for them too.
Adrian, absolutely fantastic having you on. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me this morning.
You.
Enjoy the rest of
Thank
your
you,
day.
Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ali.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you so much, Adrian, for coming on. Right, here's your match stats for you. So having won 10 from our first 11 league games, the Dons are now winless in their last 4 matches in the Scottish Premiership. Aberdeen have only lost 1 of our last 8 league meetings with St Johnstone, winning 5, drawing 2, but winning both of our last 2. St Johnstone have lost both of their last 2 away league games, although they haven't lost 3 on the road since January 2023. The referee is Ross Hardy. The man on VAR duty is John Beaton. If you are going to the game tomorrow, don't forget to pick up Red Match Day, Vinny on the front, designed by the brilliant Dolly Digital, and as always, edited quite magnificently by Malcolm Panton. The best programme around. Okay. Let's get back to your comments. Kaiser said that McGarry looked pretty good on Wednesday, but let's be honest, we haven't seen much of him since he signed. I hope we see more, and I've got a feeling we will see more. Robbie Hanratty says, hopefully Vinny and Polvara get more minutes. Both contributed positively when introduced on Wednesday. Musical Box said, Nesbitt is a penalty box striker, but then drifts deep looking for the ball. We need a more mobile striker with more pace. Kilted Warrior said, bets on, 3-1 the Dandies. Kaiser said it would be good to get a clean sheet tomorrow. Scott McLeod is here. Hi Scott, how are we doing? He says, good evening Dandies. Can't see tomorrow being a classic with conditions, but still hopeful of 3 points and Dante getting more minutes. Andy B, our fullbacks were very well protected on Wednesday. It will be a different approach tomorrow with our wide players more advanced. Musical Box said Dante looked like he had never been away when he came on Wednesday. Getting back to Andrew Budge and the analytics and the analysis that we do, Paul Hannon said, love Andrew's content on the gameplay. It's great to see. Kaiser said, in response to Adrian's interview, he said, what about the new ground at the beachfront? Location is paramount and we must stay as close to the city centre as possible. Robbie Hanratty came back to say, been saying since the Bridge Street days that Aberdeen should have a presence in Union Square, whether that's a pop-up shop, actual unit or kiosk for being merchandising and advertising for tickets, etc. Honestly, Robbie, I could not agree more. And there'll be reasons, of course there'll be reasons, but I do not understand why the football club don't have an actual presence in the city centre or down at Union Square. Robbie came back to say, so often I encounter people locally who have no idea about the football team or games. Kaiser said, correct, Robbie, a club shop on Union Street would be a great idea. Musical Box said, given the way things have gone on Union Street, it shouldn't be out of the question to have a shop there. Sean Blue said, build a new stadium at Union Terrace Gardens. Destiny is in our hands. How you doing? Thank you for coming on. He says, stand free, Ali. He says, in my opinion, we were very unlucky against Celtic. With a bit more confidence, we could have got a draw. Pity Miofsky wasn't in that position, back of the net. Musical Box said, we need clarity on the stadium future, but it's the council, so it moves in very slow motion. Crazy Vasi says, analytics content great, but please keep the still images up longer. Okay, understood. I'll do that for you. Dave B is asking me, why do you think Dante will play ahead of Ante? Okay. So, I think Ante's a solid player. But what I think he does more is solidify us. I think what Dante does is offer us more of a threat in the final third. So what I'm looking for tomorrow, if he plays and if he starts, is that he will push further forward. He will almost be given a free rein to support the three and even act and drift as a second striker, with Graham just sort of patrolling in front of the back four. So I think tomorrow we need to be more attack-minded. We need to get at St Johnstone early days because they are very compact. They've improved greatly at the back in recent times. Watched them against Rangers last weekend, and I thought they were very solid. So we're going to need patience tomorrow to break them down. But I'm hoping we can do that. And I think Dante can offer more in those terms than Ante. Let me know what you think. Paul Donaldson says, in Union Square a while back, there was a greeting card stall selling calendars from different football clubs. Liverpool, Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Celtic, Rangers. But no Aberdeen. Says it all. It's a great post, Paul, and absolutely says it all. Adam Binney says, just heard the comment about an AFC shop in Union Street. What a brilliant idea. Ah, Kaiser, brilliant. In response to that, he said there was a calendar stall there today and it had Aberdeen calendars. Brilliant. Right, so where did I see a comment? I saw a comment up here. Where was it? Right, Colin Gale said, I heard Willie Miller saying a merger of Nisbet and Sokla would be the ideal forward line. Okay. So, talking about God himself, he is the subject of our On This Day. Take a look at this. So on this day, back in 1975, Willie Miller captained Aberdeen for the very first time. Aberdeen beat Rangers 1-0 at Pittodrie, Drew Jarvie scoring the winning goal in the 83rd minute, and believe it or not, it was the Dons' first victory over Rangers at Pittodrie for 11 years. Willie Miller, his first game as Aberdeen captain on this day back in 1975. And went on to be our greatest ever player and our greatest ever captain. What a man. What a man. Oh. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed the show, please press the old like button. If you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoy the content, it would help massively if you would consider, not forcing you, all I'm asking you is to consider. Press the old subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything. It's totally free. It's like following on Facebook or following on X, Twitter. We're getting so close to 4,100 subscribers. And if we can do that by the end of play tonight, that would be magnificent. We're about 7 subscribers away from 4,100. Right, to finish off, let's just get the last of your comments in, and then I can wish you a fond farewell. Neil Simpson said, I agree, Ali. St Johnstone under this new manager are very hard to break down. We need to go at them like terriers, give them no time on the ball, dominate, and I'm sure we can come out with a 4-1 win. Kaiser, again, in response to club shops and all that kind of stuff. See, Edinburgh has Celtic club shops. Colin Gale says, I was at that 1975 game. How cool is that? Right, guys, that is us for tonight. We are all done. I understand there's been some buffering issues on the show tonight, so I'm really sorry about that. I hope it hasn't spoiled your viewing enjoyment. So, as we always do on a Friday night, to finish off, is to wish the boys the very best of luck tomorrow. Replicate the performance against Celtic, and I think you'll have absolutely no issues tomorrow. Just be more careful in possession of the ball. Out of possession, no complaints. But with possession, be a little bit more careful. And let's make the difference one simple thing. Let's take our chances. Please take our chances. Guys, have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you on Sunday for the review show, where again, we'll do the analytics and the analysis with Andrew Budge. Really looking forward to seeing you then. Take care. Bye for now. Stand free.